Influences is my ambition, also envision my path so I complete the mission. Yeah, I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, I'll say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. Yes.
House mix.
Let's give an applause. Yes, yes, yes. Let's give a cheer. It is me, your boy, Mac Mans, aka Motivational Muscle, and Mac Mans Media LLC would like to bring to you The Last Sip. You know how I get down what I do. I am a water advocate, H2O all day, every day. Let's take a sip of the agua. Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. Another applause for your crowd looking so nice out there today. Yes, it is time for another episode of The Last Sip. What I do here on The Last Sip podcast is I sprinkle a little bit of media in, some news, things like that, subjects, along with a little bit of sports. So I do a little bit of auto pop culture. Today's podcast is going to be special. It's touch a spot with me. Today's podcast was special to me because I've been dealing with some things. And in the midst of dealing with those things, I've been trying to make sure that I am focused on my goal. For those of you who've been following me, you know that I do have Mac Mans Media LLC up and going. Give her a cheer for that. Thank you. Thank you. So I will be producing shows underneath that LLC. So you will be seeing a new channel come up on Facebook, basically Mac Mans Media LLC channel. My other ones will be there, but even on YouTube, I'm moving from the Motivational Muscle channel over to Mac Mans Media. You'll get this show, The Last Sip. You'll get also Wrestling is Real, Fans Are Fake podcast. Some other projects I'm working on as well, as more wrestling commentary and coverage, along with a couple of other pop culture shows as I get my media up and going. So let's give an applause for that. Well, today's first subject is life be lifing. And this came to light because when you are in the midst of getting yourself together and doing things for the fact of doing it and making life better for yourself and people around you, you have others that are latch on and want to take and absorb what you got. I was once told by someone, it's like my cousin Ashley Hill, loved her, Ashley Marie, salute to you. Luxury Air, I think she's Prolific Society, and she's changed that up. But she gave me a comment one time, and the comment was stated by Jeremy Anderson. And the comment was, people are like having a cookout. Life is like having a cookout. You have people that come to the cookout and they'll bring things, which means they'll bring things, to add to it. There's other people that come to get a to-go home plate. And at the midst of the time that I was given that, I never understood really, I got it, but I didn't until I started to researching more and opening my mind to it. And she was right. You deal with people on a daily basis who are willing to impute into you. They are willing to add something to the recipe. They're willing to add something to what you got going on, throw a little flavor to your mixture because they know that if they add to you, it adds to them. Meaning anything of substance or anybody that is about themselves or about getting themselves together, if they see you, if they truly have heart enough to see what you're doing, they will impute into you to make sure that you succeed in areas they may not succeed. Even if they're doing the same thing you're doing and they know what it could lead to, they'll actually try to help you. See, that is one of the things we deal with people on an everyday basis. You have too many people on this hate thing. Well, they want to help those out there who might need the help, who's looking to try to get themselves together because they're so afraid of you passing them by. Then you have those who come together to go play. You got relatives like that. You got cousins like that. They come to the session just to see who's there, see what's going on. They might cause a little bit of drama when they get there. They might be on that. But they're there to take away. They're there to gather as much as they can gather from you and dissipate, destroy, degrade anything you have going on. They're there to move around incognito and weave in and out of what you got going on just so they can take from it. And we live with that every day. And when that thought process came to my head, and I give my cousin love because of her, I had to think about that. And when that thought process came to head, it made me look at things a whole lot different. It really makes you say, yeah, it makes you say what? Because you got these people around you that you really thought was down. You really thought was in your team, really thought was in your camp. And the whole time, they're out here to try to destroy what you got going on. One of my podcasts earlier, I did last year. I had a young man from Texas on my podcast, and I was talking to him about making as a black male, making life better for us, and how we can improve life quality, how we can correct mistakes in the urban area, how we can help the urban youth. And if you listen to that show, I basically got shut down. It was basically, I didn't know what I was talking about. I was too goody shoes for the hood, or I'm too much of an educated brother to go back to the hood. But that's the thing. I was one of those brothers coming to the cookout to bring something. I was coming to the cookout to bring something so everyone can eat from the same table. I wasn't coming just to take. I was coming to impute, to add ingredients, to add substance to the meal. So at this big smorgasbord we call life, there's people at that table that haven't eaten or can't eat because they don't understand if their bodies will digest. I'm hoping y'all dig. Hold on. See, I'm going to smack those who ain't listening because I'll say it again. I'm coming to the table to bring things for those who haven't eaten. And I want them to eat this and digest it. But there's some who don't know how to eat because they've never been led to a table full of that much food, full of that much availability of people with wealth of knowledge and wealth of push you with the abilities to open doors for you. And so when you get to that table, you don't eat anything because it's so much there, you're overwhelmed. You've never eaten this type of meal before. You're used to being told no. You're used to being told that you don't matter, that you can't do things. And that affects the psyche. And so you have to work yourself out of that. And after thinking about all this in a whole unit, when I got sick, I went down on a sabbatical for 2 or 3 days. And the one thing about it was I lost weight because I couldn't eat. I was not sick as far as like a cold. I was not sick as far as like a gigantic fever. I just was out. I couldn't move for a couple of days, as if I was going through some type of purge or some type of cleansing. And when I came out of that, I decided to create the LLC. I decided to watch who was around me because the whole thing was I had been letting people in my aura. I had been letting people all around me in my feng shui, whatever you want to call it. But I was letting people around me that didn't belong there. And what happens is they take from your aura, they take from your aura, they take from your glow, they take from your gloss. Like Bruce Leroy, you got that glow. You seen The Last Dragon? Well, it was people that was like, show enough. I was hitting them like Bruce Leroy, but they put their hand on me, and as they were putting their hand on my fist, they were seeping the glow out of me. That is what is happening to a lot of us. And so with that being said, I had to push back. I had to let some people know I couldn't deal with the situations because when you are at a smorgasbord, you tend to overload your plate. Although you can go back for more. Any of us that's been to a smorgasbord or a Cracker Barrel, Old Country Buffet, anything that you've had all you can eat, we always seem to overload our plate. Have you ever noticed when you sit at the table, there's 4 or 5 plates that are empty, but they have stuff on them? That's how we are living our lives. We are sitting here putting so much stuff on our plate, on our life plate. We lifing so hard that we're letting it life us. Not remembering that it's a smorgasbord, meaning that if I eat a little now, I can always go back for more. If I eat a little now, I can always go back and make another plate for more. And so now I take time to do a little bit of this and do a little bit of that and do a little bit of this. Because once you do that, once you stop and break things up and do it piece by piece, you eventually notice that you're getting a full, complete meal. You're not jam packing yourself. And also, too, when you take it like that, you're able to digest it. You're able to intake it. You're able to intake it without hurting yourself or taking in too many calories or too many things that are going to affect you. The human body is only allowed to only take in so many calories, so many starches, so many sugars, so many carbohydrates. You know, if you're a workout guru, you would know these things. That's one thing about working out. Some of you guys are doing calorie deficit. Calorie deficit is when you take your body weight, multiply it by 10 to 15 times. And then you come with a number in between there, what you want to use. Then you figure out how much grams of protein you take in. And that's usually how some people lose weight, through a calorie deficit. Me, I set my body into ketosis. Ketosis is when, after you're going on fast and then you watch how you eat, after a while of no food coming in besides just water, your body will start to feed off of what is there already. That's called ketosis. Now take that into life. If there's certain things that you know inside of you that you have not used or activated, after a while of waiting and waiting and waiting, but still putting in the work, eventually your brain is going to start kicking like, boom, okay, that's that. This, that's that. A lot of people don't allow their brain to do that because they keep shoving in so much other stuff in their brain and in their system and their spirit that they're not allowing everything that they've already learned, everything they've already taken in, to soak in, to allow it to push them to another echelon, which makes them go greater than where they're at now. Because right now, where you're at is not where you're supposed to be. Your purpose is so much greater than what you have been living, what you have been going through. But because you have so many people coming to your cookout, taking things away, because you have been putting so many of the things that shouldn't be in your body, mentally, physically, and spiritually, you are damaging and hurting your aura. So in the midst of all this I had going on, now the things I'm telling you is how I'm thinking to myself as well. So I got the Mac Man's Media LLC, and I started to pick and choose how I was going to help people. Okay, now I'll go back and say it this way. I'm a person that God has blessed to be a blesser. What is that, you may ask? Fine. I don't make a lot of money. I don't have a lot of things. I do, but I do pretty well, and I'm a saver. Whenever I see someone in need or I see someone I can help, I bless and impute into a situation. I don't want to come to the cookout and take a plate. I hate go home plates. I hate having to warm stuff up. I want everything hot and fresh right there. So that being the manner, when I come and bless you, I don't want anything in return. That's not what I do it for. I do it because I was told I'm a blesser. So I bless those who are less fortunate. I bless those who, even if I don't have it and you need it, I have a way, an avenue of connecting people so I can get that for you. That is my goal. That's my job. And that's why Mac Man's Media LLC has been blessed. It's because I'm understanding my agenda in life, understanding what my purpose is. So once you understand what your purpose is, your agenda is, nothing or no one can stop you. My vision boards. Everyone should have it right now. If you are a person or a lady who or a male who has a dream or a goal, you should have a vision board somewhere in your house with everything on it you plan on doing. And you should be reading that vision board to yourself every single day, if not every day, at least once a week, to keep yourself on even keel. Because once you take in so many other things and start doing other stuff, you forget about what your dreams are. It was always told to me, and I think I've said the story before. Someone asked me what was the richest place on earth. And I'm guessing, just like you, I would guess, California. Nope. Some foreign overseas island. Nope. Vegas. Nope. They told me the cemetery, the morgue. They said there lies every last dream and every last piece of hope and invention and thought process and a wealthy ideal that never came to fruition. Never, all that promise is there because those people laid down with those dreams with them. They laid down with those ideals with them. They laid down with the influence with that influence in them with them. And a lot of those people sometimes were ones that allowed everybody to come to the picnic and take a to-go-home plate. Never once did anybody think about imputing into them. And then those who did, you're kind of doing wrong because here's the thing I want to tell you about this. The people that come and take to-go-home plates are the people that you've been wanting to be around you. I know I'm hitting somebody right now in the face. I am. I got to be hitting somebody in the face. I got to be slapping somebody right now. The people that have the blessing for you, the people that have the doors open for you are people that maybe you're not even connected to. They don't look like you. They don't sound like you. They might not have the same ideals you do or be in the same interests you do. The people that always come to the barbecue to take a plate are always the people that you want around. They're friends, they're family, they're people you've worked with, they're people that you kicked it and party with, they're people that you believe have your best interests at heart, and they don't. They pack up plates. You seen them. Well, cuz, how you doing, cuz? Man, what's good with you, bro? No, man. Oh, no, I brought the kids by, man. We're going to come get a plate. We're going to leave. They might party, play some spades with you, smoke a little bit, drink a little bit, dance a little bit. But then it's time to go. You look up, they got 3 or 4 plates in the oven saved up, ready to take and go. Didn't bring nothing to the barbecue, nothing at all, but they taking plates home. That's what they doing to your spirit and your dreams. They're coming into your dreams. They're trying to help you like they're working with you on the dream. And the whole time they're not there for that. They're there to see what you got going on so they can take it and use it for themselves. Be careful. These people are everywhere. They're family, they're friends, they're neighbors, they're workmates, they're friends of friends, family of family, things like that. But once again, we can't focus on that because we're wrapped up in everything else going on in the media. We're wrapped up in Puff Daddy, wrapped up in Jay-Z, who's in trouble with Puff Daddy. Look what else is going on. Because our minds are not set in the right mindset. We've had 4 or 5 massive incidents where people are being taken out. New Orleans, the guy that just did what he did in New Orleans. There's another situation that just happened in New York. Because we are so focused on the world and so focused on social media, so focused on politics, so focused on celebrity, so focused on braggatas, me, so focused on microwave era. I want it now. Don't want to work for it. All that goes into a big jumbo pot. Jambalaya. If you ever had jambalaya, you know how much stuff is in that? That's what it is. And the whole time, the whole base of jambalaya, the whole base is basically like a liquid soup base is the base. Now with the jambalaya, there's different things thrown in there. So that means people are bringing stuff, but then there's some people that's come to jambalaya, it's done, let me get a bowl. They take from that pot. But they'll distract you in the midst of taking from the pot. Because if they have your eyes over here, they can do what they want to do to you right here. Because life be life, and they know that. Watch that as well. When you're going through something and you're in the midst of making a breakthrough because you have your mindset, you got your vision board, you got your LLC, you got things going. Be careful because that's when it gets worse. Right now, you know what I'm dealing with people? I got people that come out of the woodwork out of nowhere that want to be down with me, want to be cool with me. They don't impute any knowledge into me. They don't impute any wisdom. See, I'm easy to get along with. I'm a very spiritual guy, and I'm so easy to get along with. I love people. I love to be of service. So if you're lucky enough to be, or fortunate enough to be my friend, yes, I said fortunate enough to be my friend, because I don't have many of them. There are certain qualities I look for. What are we doing for each other? First of all, I'm going to ask what you can do for me. Ask what I can do for you. What is it that I can do for you to help you out? Then from that place, we build another brick. What are you doing to help me out? What are we doing together to help those out there who need the assistance? That is how you build it. Not, well, you know what? I'm going to get this one. I think I'm done with this, but I'm going to get this from I'm going to leave. Or what can you help me with this? I need this, I need that, I need that. No, it has got to be a twofer. It has to be a pro, pro quo pro. One hand wash the other. That's what it got to be. Because too many people are losing dreams and falling to the wayside, and other people are stealing their dreams and their aspirations and walking away with them. They didn't come with nothing. They just took it. They didn't bring nothing. They didn't bring no nice force paper plates or nothing. But they taking home ribs, taking home chicken, everything. And they ain't got nothing but kids. And you know at a barbecue, when you got nothing but kids, you eat hot dogs and burgers. I wish a kid would go on the grill at my grandmother's house at a barbecue and grab a, hey, what's that? No, baby. No, baby. Them kids get them hot dogs and burgers and them get them chips over there. No, you don't touch nothing else on that grill. Y'all got too many kiddy-acting people touching your ribs and steak. Make them take home hot dogs and burgers. Because life be lifing. Every time. Life's on you all the time. Another thing to this is start learning how to say no to people. Start moving people around. Become a human chessboard. Start moving. You ever notice in chess, the queen and king never get touched or never in trouble really until all the pawns. The pawns move first. Checkers, you can move almost anything you want to move. So we're talking chess. The pawns are more. See, people don't understand the pawns are more dangerous than what you think on that chessboard. A pawn can take down kings, bishops, knights, everything, and kings and queens, bishops, everything. But because it's that one little piece on the board, you're giving no respect and no love. That's how a lot of issues get started. You got a lot of pawns around you that'll never be kings or queens or bishops or knights, but they have the ability, if enough of them together, is to take you down. Start learning to say no to people. Start learning to move people around. Watch a person's situation before you get deep into what they got going on. I'm not saying don't help people or don't love people, but watch the surroundings. Watch how they move. If you got somebody that always needs help, that always needs you to fish for them, but they have the ability to get a rod and sit on the bay and fish themselves, but they choose not to. They choose to go out there and kick with everybody on the bay, but they don't fish. Stop feeding them fish. If you taught them to fish before, and every time, because what happens is eventually that person's going to throw their rod away. They're going to throw their bucket away. They will never fish because they'll lay on there. They know that every time you get extra fish, you're going to throw them a couple of fish. Learn to say no. Saying no is not a bad thing. Like I tell people, the word quit gets used wrong. Quitting is not a bad thing. Like people say, well, you quit, that's bad. No, I quit smoking. That was a good thing. Quit drinking. That was a good thing. I quit a bad job. I got a better job. That was a good thing. I quit being an evil person that didn't show love to people. That's a good thing. I quit going to the barbecue without bringing anything. So saying no is not bad. Saying no is teaching a lesson, because here's the thing. If you save every single body all the time, when would they learn that the situation is severe enough for they have to do it themselves? They never will. Because their dependency is on you protecting and giving and giving and giving, knowing the type of heart you have. For all of my people out here that are spiritual, and I'm just gonna put it that way, because you know me, I love God. I don't care how you feel about it. You don't like it, you ain't gotta watch my podcast. That is what it is. But I've been taught that there's a lot of times in my life I had nothing, so now I have a little bit more, so I give. And my wife has to tell me, she says, baby, you're giving and giving and giving and giving. You know, sometimes she's my conscience. She has to tell me to stop. She has to unplug the machine because I will shoot it out, but continuously make sure people have it. I'll give every dollar away. I'll give every t-shirt away. I'll give every sock away. I'll give every morsel of food out in my house away. My wife literally has to tell me to stop. Like, babe, we got to make for ourselves. I always tell her, well, look, if I do this, God will make a way. But on the other hand, she's correct. Because if I keep playing Captain Save a person, they will never learn to develop to save themselves. They'll continue to keep being people that bring things to the situation that aren't impactful. They'll keep being people that come to the cookout and take home a to-go plate. See, even with my podcast, see, if you notice, I started doing more Facebook, because on Facebook, I figured out a couple of things about it, but I've been averaging 1K per video in the last 2 or 3 videos that I've done for the last sip. Because I connected to someone, not knowing who they are really, but connect to someone, and because of what's going on with them, I benefited from it, meaning that they came to the cookout and brought something. But they are allowing me to use what I'm using to be prosperous, which means they're being prosperous off it as well. It's kind of like an investment. These other platforms I was using, nobody ever watches. But as I always told you, with me, it's never the quantity. It's always the quality of the message, the quality of the broadcast, and the quality of the few people that watch my podcast. I want to thank you. Because you understand what the mission and purpose is. The mission and purpose is to take back social media. The mission and purpose is to start getting more wholesome, productive images in front of people. It's more important to come on with the message of something of this nature, like I'm doing now, schooling and teaching people, than to come on with a bunch of garbage, spilling rhetoric about who's going to jail, who's not going to jail, what we should be doing, what we shouldn't be doing. I'd rather be this way. I'd rather be Boring McMahons. But Boring McMahons has an LLC. Boring McMahons has 2 podcasts. Boring McMahons is a professional independent wrestling manager. Boring McMahons has a t-shirt company. Boring McMahons is an author. You get where I'm going with this right here? And now that I impute my wife's knowledge and wisdom of learning how to say no and back up, don't overfill my plate, because I know, like I said, I can go back to the smorgasbord and put more stuff on it later. So when I push that plate to the side, guess what? There's nothing left on that plate because I only took what I needed for that time. Now I can go back and get more instead of being glutty and putting all the stuff on my plate, and then when I can't handle it, I'll push to the side and get 3 or 4 remnants left on the plate. Meaning there's 3 or 4 ideas I didn't finish. Meaning there's 3 or 4 people I couldn't help. Meaning there's 3 or 4 things that I got myself involved in I couldn't come to see to fruition. That is not successful. So learn how to say no. Learn how to be prosperous. Learn how to connect with those who have your interest in heart. If you're the person that's like me, that heart completely open, let your partner, let the person that's with you, let the person that's on the outside tell you what's going on. Because sometimes you have to step back and able to look in. You can't see what's going on inside of a dirty house until you walk out of the house and come back into it. You say, oh, that's dirty. You can't see the dirty car from the inside till you get out of it and see the outside. Oh, that's dirty. You're in your house and you wonder why it's cold outside. You don't realize how cold it is outside till you actually go outside and look into that warm house. So always remember, be careful who you invite to your cookout, because some of them might be there just to bring a to-go plate. Actually, I need to get a to-go plate. So I want to thank you for listening to that. Let me go ahead and get a sip of this water. Now, y'all, this is where I go into my sports section. And me being a Chicago Bears fan, yes, I said it. I said it on the national airways. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. Y'all can laugh. Yeah. Give me another good one. You can give me a giggle, too. I have became accustomed to sports failure. I'm starting to believe that some teams are never meant to win. Now, nationwide, they clown the Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith clowns the Cowboys. Shannon Sharp clowns the Cowboys. ESPN, First Take, everybody clowns the Cowboys. Bubba Dub loves the Cowboys, but he's trash, straight trash. He clowns them too when he gets a chance to. I won't clown them. I'm going to tell you why. At least they make enough games to get to the playoffs. As a Chicago Bears fan, we ain't never seen no paw to the playoffs. We ain't sniffed it. We ain't scratched the boop. None of that. And it's irritating as a sports fan. I just got my Rockets right. We just got right. We was in a slump. I bring up this subject because it is something that I've been dealing with my sports teams forever. The Houston Texans. We just got good, y'all, and we already having problems too with that. It's all about greed and power when it comes to these sports. When you are one of the head bosses, your whole thing is your bottom line. Yes, you like to win games and win titles, but as long as you can pack an arena or pack them seats, you're making money. Chicago Bears, it's time to get rid of McCaskies. Yep. Yeah, let's get another applause for that. They're worried about the bottom line and not the fan. And the fans, which is short for fanatic, will never stop coming to the games. Y'all see them out there. It be 20 degrees below. They be out there with no shirts on with words written across their chests. Drinking beers, screaming and yelling, out there crying and booing, putting bags over their head, but they still pay to see them games. So as an owner, why would I change anything I'm doing if I'm going to get your money and it helps my bottom line? I don't have to sell my team. My team can be sorry forever. Because we're going to get draft picks. We can bring in superstars, make commercials out of them, do whatever we got to do. Win a few here, bump the radar a little bit. But as long as I own the team and my bottom line is being fulfilled, I don't give a care about what you think. So we are becoming accustomed to having teams that lose. But then you have those teams who were up on the top echelon and never structured for the future. See, that's a separate type of losing. See, as far as me being a Bears fan, we've been losing over the years. You've seen it coming. We barely make the playoffs. We've had oh my God. Let's not speak about the quarterbacks. Jim Miller, Harbaugh, Tom Zach, Orton, Cordell Stewart. Oh Lord, Jay Cutler. Oh, Cade McNown. Oh my God. I can go through Justin Fields. I can just run through a lineup of just like, Tom Zach. When you're used to losing, they never improve anything. And we are they said we are one of the worst. We've had the worst quarterback play ever. Caleb Williams just kind of changed that, but then he plays on a team that has no offensive line. Then when we get down, we quit. Green Bay just murders us all the time. That is just, for a fan that's a Bears fan, I just want to grow up in that place. Oh, Lord, maybe I can't say it now. I need to stop because I'm about to say something that might get me banned. I won't go there. But as a band, just put me in front of the shooting range. That's how I feel the time I play Green Bay. For real. The cheers? What cheers? This is what you hear. Yeah, Crows. We beat them today, but it doesn't matter. This is our 5th win of the season. They're going to the playoffs. The sorriest of sorry. Yes, I'm going in on my squad. As I said, stop going in on the Cowboys. Y'all, the Cowboys actually win games. They might not go to Super Bowl, but think about it. Only one team in Super Bowl a year anyway. Only 2 teams go to Super Bowl every year anyway. Only 4 teams go to the AFC Championship game anyway. It's 32 teams. Your odds are not the best. Serious. You got 1 out of 32. Serious. It's not the best odds. But for the fact you get a chance to play in the tournament means something. My team don't even make it. But at least we know we're sorry. What about the teams that sit back? And I'm gonna hit them. Bulls, Pistons, Magic. These are teams that at one time had great squads. And instead of building for the future, they went all in on making their squads even better than what they were. And when those squads dissipated, guess what happened to the team? Yeah, the teams became garbage. They got worse. The teams got worse. That is what happens when you don't plan for the future. Have a backup plan. This is going to segue into something else too. It's not just sports, something else. When I was at wrestling training this week, Action Jackson, a.k.a. Jonathan Holt, was talking to us. And I'm the oldest one in the group. You know, I'm in my 50s. Everybody else there is younger than me, pretty much younger than me. And he was stating to them about having life insurance and just insurance in general. He was teaching them and showing them about having a backup plan, a just in case. You're doing good now, but you're going to need to do better in the future. Have something that is set up and prepared for you and your family. I had to go that little segue. I'm going to give him applause for that. It was an awesome conversation. Jonathan Holt, much love to you. APS, Action Pack Sports, who birthed this whole idea. Who birthed all this. MacMan's Media LLC. All this came from that. I give love and credit to them. Another applause. But back to the subject. I had to throw it in there because that was important for me to say. It's just something that came to my mind. But the Bulls never did it. They had Michael Jordan. They had Mike Jack. Once you got Mike Jordan, you good. Scottie Pippen. Horace Grant. Then when those left, you replace them with other stars. Scottie Pippen, now you got Rodman. You keep winning. But when the team, the owner, all they thought about was his bottom line. So guess what? I'm not hiring back Phil. Mike said I'm leaving. Pippen got traded. So when you get rid of everybody, because the bottom line, remember, it's not about winning. It's about your money. You don't care about that. You don't care about winning because you can pack fans. But when you got Michael Jordan and you the Bulls, even if they leave, you're the Bulls. You're going to still pack arenas because you're making money. Bottom line. So but the owner's like, I'd rather make money. That's what happened to Jimmy Johnson in Dallas. Jerry Jones wanted to be the guy that everybody look. We won because of me. I tied that shoe. I shot that shot. We won because of me. And then when Jimmy Johnson leaves, you bring in Barry Switzer, who won with the same roster Jimmy Johnson had. Stopped acting like Barry Switzer. He didn't do anything important. He just took the roster and moved it around just the same way. Same way. I know people don't want to hear me say it. The same way that Steve Kerr did. Steve Kerr took the roster that Mark Jackson built and was successful. Yes, I give him credit for learning the system that he learned. I mean, you played for two great coaches, Phil Jackson and Popovich, who I think's a vampire because he's still living out. I mean, he don't age a bit, but so you took a system and took it to Golden State. But that whole aura, that whole legend was built upon what Mark Jackson did before Steve Kerr got there. Anybody say different, I'll argue with you all day long. 501-259-6788. That's the Brew Line. You can call me. I'm ready. Do you want to get it? Let's get it in. But the Bulls, they were prepared, and they had down years. They went ahead and they got Tyson Chandler. That one draft, they drafted two high school kids. They drafted Tyson Chandler, and they got I want to say it was Curry. The young guy, I can't remember his name. Young guy, big. They were both out of high school, and I thought they were going to do something. Then they had Ron Harper. They had Shannon Brown. They tried the best they could. Tony Kukoc. They tried with that roster. Couldn't do anything with it. The Pistons. The bad boys was the boys. They wanted a little slop because they had Grant Hill, and Grant Hill couldn't get together. He went to Orlando with Tracy McGrady. You see what happened with that? Couldn't get healthy. But then they had it where then they ended up coming back. Richard Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. They ended up getting Chauncey Billups. They had a nice little squad, wanted to chip with that. After that, team fell apart. Nobody prepared for the future. Nobody prepared for the future. Look at the Patriots. Need I say more? Y'all remember how devastating the Patriots were? They ended up getting rid of Tom Brady left, and they got rid of their coach, Bill Belichick. But remember how scared people were that even I know Deflate Gate, no, I don't care about none of that. If you was worried about what they was doing, you should have stopped them. But look at them. They stay in the first round right now. Stay in the first round. I never thought I'd see them like that. The Lakers. Okay, I have a caveat with this one. The Lakers are a good team. I'm not going to diss them. But y'all remember them last years of Kobe and how they started to fall off real bad and couldn't get together? And that wasn't totally their fault. You got one of the greatest minds in basketball, one of the greatest point guards ever, who is on your squad as a advisor or as a talent agent, and you upset him and he leaves. Did you really think you were going to have anything better happen to you? This is the way it goes in sports. When you have a losing aura around you, you do things that keep you losing. Losing becomes your standard. From the up top to the players, to the owners, to the presidents, the GMs, all the way down to the players and the coaches. It just happens. It does not work. Then here comes John Gruden trying to get back into the league. He don't need a second chance either. Why would you bring him in? You're going to start another culture with a coach that was horrible to players, kind of had a racial tone background, but you'll bring him in, which means you're trying to win something, but you're going to mess up your culture, which is still going to hurt you. In the long run, it can still make you a loser. Still makes you a loser. Not preparing for the future. Sports and life are so connected together because I'm giving you sports analogy on this situation. The Cubs are cursed. Cubs can't seem to ever win anything. Ever. Look at all the great teams. Atlanta Braves, I love them, but they fell off too. Y'all, we can go from sport to sport. The Kings in hockey. We can go from sport to sport to sport, and I can tell you what's really what. But it all goes back to the same thing I was saying. All these subjects I use go together. So what I just mentioned about the sports is the same thing with life is lifing. It ain't just about bringing stuff to the barbecue or taking it on to go place, not bringing nothing. It's about your mentality of what you want from yourself and from your team or your people around you. If you are used to losing and you have settled into losing, no matter what it looks like, as long as I do this and do that, it's, my bottom line, get out of that mindset. Get out of that mindset. Get out of it. You are not going to succeed with that type of mindset. I gave you regular, everyday life be life scenarios, and I gave you sports scenarios right now of teams that continue to lose. Because it is becoming a standard in life that none of us is trying to work our way out of. I'll take that back. I'm not saying none of us. There is a group of us that out here see better in life and know there's things out there we need. But we've been through something. I was homeless. I've got children. I was a single dad. I've been divorced twice. I've had crappy jobs. I've been fired. I've been shot at. I've almost been ran over. I've been robbed. I've been left for nothing. We've been through stuff. And it makes you understand you got to bring stuff to the barbecue. It makes you understand you got to change the I'm not a loser mentality. Do you really think all the stuff I've been through, if y'all really knew my story, that I'll be able to create Mac Men's Media LLC with the type of mentality I had? I never saw this. I talked about it, but I never thought it would ever be a possibility because the fact I was in such a loser's mentality, loser's mindset, loser's mind frame. So before I leave y'all today, please make you a vision board and put stuff on it. If it don't happen today, don't happen tomorrow, don't happen next week, don't even happen in a year, don't quit on that vision board. Because when you speak that to the atmosphere and you walk in that, you're eventually going to change some things around. 2, learn to tell people no. Sometimes people in your corner that aren't in your corner. Sometimes people use you and milk you dry because they feel they can. Because once a person gets connected to you that doesn't want to do anything for themselves, they will never do anything for themselves because they know you always got it. And I'm learning that the hard way. I've been taught that. I'm learning that right now. My wife has been on me about that so bad. And I'm finally learning that now because of the situation I've placed myself in by putting too many irons in the fire. I've learned. Also, if you're going to be about business, don't take shortcuts. Because someone else did, they succeeded, don't mean you can do it. Be about your business. I have business associates that call me. I have business assistants that call me. I have teachers. I have mentors. Get you a support system that is going to make you great. Because a support system that's really about you, they're going to push you and they're going to nurture you to make sure that you manifest every last bit of ounce of what is inside of you to get you to succeed. Much love to y'all, man. Be out here, do good. If you can't do good, be good. Love you guys. Love the fact you stopped and tuned in to a special episode of the Last Sip podcast. As I always tell you, it doesn't matter the quantity. It's always for me about the quality. I love you and I hope you get something out of this. I will always post things. January 18th, the world famous Jimmy Valley Arena, Tuckerman, Arkansas. MACW, ASWF presents New Beginnings. I will be there. I am the manager of Black Diamond Enterprises with my shout out right now to my clients, Buick Bishop and Simone Monet. We're about to wreck shop, y'all. Black Diamond Enterprises is about to wreck shop. You can catch all of that. Check me out at MACW on YouTube. For the videos there, I'm involved in that. Also, stay tuned for all the MacMan Media LLC stuff coming up. Website is in design, y'all. I know I've been talking about this forever, but I finally got the LLC. I finally got my EIN. I am a corporate business. I get applause to me. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all don't understand what this means to me. I've been through a lot in my life. A lot. I've been homeless. I've been divorced. I've been poor. I talked to my son the other day. My son, peace and love to you, Untitled. I talked to my son. I said, son, how does it feel to see your dad on YouTube on wrestling programs? He said, Dad, do you not know you talked about doing this when I was a baby, about wrestling? He said about being in a nice house, owning your own business. He says, Dad, you're doing it all. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. to know your kids paid attention to you through all the things y'all been through, to see what you had spoken about for years come to fruition is one of the most amazing gifts I could ever give my son and my daughters. And for my son to recognize that and tell me that he knew it would happen because his dad never gave up faith. 50 years old, y'all. 50 years old, and I never quit on myself. These ideas I'm doing now, I had in my 20s, my 30s. I thought I was never going to make it to this age. And now I'm not only did I make it, but I'm making it and I'm doing this. I love you, son. I love you. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. As I said, stay tuned. Big things hopping. They even popping off. I love you guys. Thank you for following me, tuning in. Hey, this ain't the last segment soon. The Brew Shop. I'll be back next week with another show and next week with another podcast of Wrestlers Are Real, Fans Are Fake. Love to y'all. Peace. And all I can say is, man, hey, stay tuned. Big things going. Remember, please, if you're going to go to the barbecue, bring something. Can't stand nobody to take home the plate and they bring no food. Lord Jesus. Love y'all. Have a good one.
Toss the coin up, calling it heads, cause that's what I'm aiming for. Your whole quality's dead. I was built from strong threads. Watch my working just like COVID-19. It's gonna be a tough spread. Now I got your attention. Let's switch dimensions. I think they need me in this competition. Thanks to influences, it's my ambition. Also envision my path, so I complete the mission. Yeah, I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the pain and the stress. Yeah, say it with my chest, I was destined to be the best. I'll never rest, regardless of all the